So I'm about to begin what is probably the longest hike I've ever done. So this morning I'm going to be going 20 kilometers, and I think the only saving grace that I have, and I hope this is true, it's going to be mostly flat.
Luckily for me, that was just the case. It didn't take me long to jump off trail and get my first view of the local wildlife.
Now it's unfortunate today because Connie wasn't able to join me. So she's out working today and I'm off enjoying this beautiful sunny day. We've had a really good summer so far, and it's given me the opportunity to explore Nova Scotia, which has been fantastic because with COVID, we haven't been able to go anywhere else. And for somebody like me, that's very disheartening. But because of that, the universe has kind of like given us a big, you know what, you deserve this, we're going to give you some great weather. And that's why I'm really happy to be able to show you guys some of what I am very proud to call my home province. So starting out with views like this, with some wonderful animals first thing in the morning, is a fantastic way to start the day.
Almost immediately, from the start of the trail, you're welcomed by a saltwater lake. Here, a family or two of ducks were going about their morning, with a lone heron keeping them company. Although I'm not a bird watcher by any means, I did enjoy watching my feathered friends look around for food as the heron stood proud and still. Nova Scotia is a land full of water. Appropriately named Canada's Ocean Playground, it's not hard to find a trail that skirts along some form of water. Today, it's the Atlantic Ocean. Although we begin the video by overlooking these saltwater marshes, the majority of the trail will take us past breathtaking ocean scenery as you dip in and out of the thick woods.
So the Atlantic View Trail is actually part of a larger group of trails here in Canada. And it's a group of trails that run from one side to the other called the Trans-Canada Trail, also called the Rails to Trails. So as the name suggests, this used to be part of an old railroad system that ran from one side of the country to the other. Although the trains here don't exist in the same way that they used to, we're still using the old rail system to the best that we can.
As a mixed-use trail, it's not uncommon to see bikers enjoying a flat, well-maintained trail. In fact, in my experience, the trails are mostly enjoyed by bikers, as the trail has no real beginning or end. Unlike a lot of hikes we do, this trail doesn't require you to hike up any hills or mountains to get a spectacular view. Despite living in a place surrounded by water, I never lose sight of how beautiful this part of Canada is. For many, it's the abundant access to water that makes this province a popular summer vacation spot. As I strolled along the trail, it showed me time and time again how and why this was true. As I progressed further into the hike, I came to Lawrencetown Lake. Here, you could see the water rushing in from the ocean on one side of the bridge into the lake on the other. Lawrencetown is known for its waters. Surfers from all over the Maritimes come to Lawrencetown Beach in search of some of the best waves on the East Coast. You'll know you reached the beach when you find a parking lot packed with cars and a long boardwalk and changing vegetation.
So one thing that you're going to find along this trail is the surfer's paradise of Lawrencetown Beach.
It's almost mandatory to hop over the mounds of sand dunes and seagrass to see the pebbled beach. Although there weren't very many people out first thing in the morning, I enjoyed the warm summer sun and refreshing salt air, and the views looking up and down the coast. The sound of the roaring waves coming onto shore and then back out to the ocean reminded me how lucky I was to live in a place where I could hear this. On my way back out, I stopped in once again. This time, the beach was fuller, with families hanging around enjoying their day. Surfers of all skill levels could be found catching some waves. Surfing has always looked fun. With an untrained set of balance, I'm not sure how well I would fare, but it's an activity I wouldn't mind trying. I may just have to reach out to one of the local surf schools that have gear rentals right here at the beach. At the far end of the beach is a large building where you can go to the washroom and change into and out of your wetsuit. It's facilities like this that set the beach apart from many others across the province. The Atlantic View Trail doesn't stop here, however. Following a sea of green grass, I continued along the trail. The wide former railroad tracks prevent you from feeling confined and comfortable knowing there's lots of room for people to pass. This section of the hike is perhaps not as exciting as the last ones. You are pretty much restricted to hiking through the woods, as you'll give up the ocean views for the rest of the trail. As you make your way towards the turnaround point of the trail, you'll see that you need to cross the road multiple times. It's here that you remember that these were old railroad tracks, and the route that you're following should be considered when taking the trail. The endpoint is where the trail meets the lake. It was the perfect spot to sit and take in more of the natural beauty of the area.
Well, so I've made it to the very end, or at least the halfway point. So I've gone 10 kilometers so far. The lake here behind me is the perfect place to turn around and head back. But before I do, it's time to get nourished. Got a sandwich, got some water, and it's great to take a little break because even though it's flat, it's still really long.
Heading back the way I came, I powered through most of the trail. 20 kilometers is no joke, even when hiking on a flat surface. When I returned to my car, my legs were tired and sore. I asked myself if there was something I would do again, and the answer, in reality, is probably no. Not on foot, anyway. With that said, I'm pleased I took the hike. It's a stunning trail with some great views. Biking is for sure the way to explore it. But if you happen to go on foot like me, I'm pretty sure you'll feel the pain was worth the pleasure.